Well, hello there. Today is a rather interesting one. A little while ago, the YouTuber Bear was publicly called out and accused of being a groomer. Now, while a lot of people looked at the evidence and sided with the accusations at the time, one YouTuber in particular decided to make a video defending them. Just a robot. Now, I'm not going to talk about the video he made defending Bear, that's been done to death, but I will make this video covering his response. This response is absolutely hilarious and just goes off the rails immediately, and frankly it would be a missed opportunity to not make fun of it. He starts the video off by apologizing to people like his girlfriend and his roommate and his neighbor.
Because both my roommate and my girlfriend and even my neighbor told me that what I was doing was stupid and reckless.
I'm a little more surprised that two different people told you not to upload this and you listened to none of them. He brings up someone named Eno and how this video affected them, but the way it's phrased is quite possibly the worst way of phrasing that.
I would like to apologize to Eno for how my video affected her. You were so young, and no one should go through that at your age.
To be clear, that's not an accusation or anything, it's just incredibly funny. He does point out that some people have been saying some wild shit about him, which, yeah, is true.
Like, I knew how this guy was, I warned you how he was, I told you what position you were in, and I was very conscious and scared on your behalf because of what position you're in. Jar could have raped you, and that's probably what he was trying to, that was probably his dream, his end goal.
But I think a vast majority are just making fun of you for a complete lack of ethics, as well as the terrible video you made. Jar goes on to say he doesn't believe that Cindy is a pedo, but does say you can make an argument that she is a groomer.
But I fell for what she told me, being the gullible fool that I am. I didn't believe that Cindy is a pedo, and I still don't believe she's a pedo. I don't believe she had a desire to get with the minor, or exchange nudes with the minor.
I mean, I don't know, I think those go hand in hand, but hey, that's just me. He brings up how he defended Cindy by using Pyrocynical as a way to say, how are people okay with this, but not this?
I truly believed that I was onto something comparing this to the Pyro drama, because Pyro did learn of Ivory's age when they turned 16, not when they were 15, and he said, and I quote here, shouldn't have continued the furry stuff with him, along with the fact that Pyro got a 15-year-old who he knew was 15 to draw a thicker, lewder, sexier version of his avatar. I thought to myself, well, if people are okay with Pyro doing this, then why aren't they okay with Cindy's actions?
In this video, though, he does explain why it's different between Pyrocynical and this situation.
I now realize that not all the chat logs were released between Ivory and Pyro in the same way they were for Cindy. Also, I believe Cindy released the full logs herself, but I wasn't aware of that when I was working on my video. At least I don't think I was.
Now, he talks about how Kumo uploaded his video before it was done, so Jar panicked and uploaded his unfinished video. He says this is the reason why his video was so terrible, I think.
Unfortunately, the last draft that I was still in the middle of adding stuff to was leaked by Kumo, and I panicked uploaded what I had.
Wouldn't it make more sense to say that this was like an early draft and take all the criticism into account when finishing the actual video? He goes on to play a clip from one of his old videos where he says he knows he will eventually get canceled one day.
I know cancellation will come for me one day. It comes for everyone. It's not a question of if it will happen to me, it's when. Will it happen in 2025, 2022, or maybe this year? We won't know for sure until it happens.
Yeah, that video aged like a fine wine.
I personally think that's really weird to put in a video. I don't know why you're ever accounting to be canceled. It's like a doomsday prepper type thing. You should really never account for something like this happening.
Because of my lack of research on the situation, I did not understand how bad Cindy really was, until I had a call with Hempleton. Yes, I understand he's getting cancelled right now, which made my drama blow up even more, but he still explained the situation to me and helped me understand where I went wrong.
Now, you guys may not know this, but Jar did an interview once after this whole drama happened with Chud Logic. That interview is long, to say the least.
I have no sexual interest in Cindy at all.
But you do, okay,
actually,
let's say
no,
that. Go on.
No, actually, I want to take... No. Okay. Maybe I do have sexual interest in Cindy. I mean, I'm a straight guy, come on. So I'm going to walk back on that, but I have a girlfriend.
So to sit here and say that you had a different convo with someone else to finally understand why people are even mad at you is absolutely insane.
Apparently, Cindy told Eno that it wasn't a big deal that she had a fetish at 11.
Jesus fucking Christ. Jar goes on to say that making the video was a really bad idea, and I'm glad the post-nut clarity kicked in eventually. We move on to how Jar speaks to people in regards to how he makes really weird and borderline corny sex jokes. He also talks about getting yaoi drawn with someone in a really weird voice.
Kumu, trust me, our team up on YouTube is going to result in yaoi being drawn of us. It's going to be great. Yes, yaoi, boys and lover.
His defense is he does this all the time, but that just makes it worse. He even said before that it's hard for him to hold a job because of the way he speaks.
I mean, this was eventually going to, I knew that the way I joked around would eventually catch up to me. This is why I can't hold down a job, to be honest. And yep, this is finally out there.
Also, Jar, word of advice, probably not a good idea to Photoshop your face in a Pyrocynical. Another thing Jar does to try and prove he isn't a simp is he tries to debunk an audio clip leaked by his thumbnail artist where he says,
what a cute little pussy.
He then attaches where the thumbnail artist says Lamau with question marks. Jar tries to use this as like an excuse and tries to play it off as this is like a laughing reaction. But dog, that's just not what that is. That's more like a nervous, what the fuck? Like, that comes off as nervous more than anything. That's not them like laughing at this. He then brings up how he would sleep call with Cinny and says it's because he has trouble sleeping and that's why he did it.
But of course, the big one is me falling asleep on calls with her. I'm going to be honest, out of everything, this was the main thing that I didn't want to get leaked out. I have incredibly bad sleep insomnia. Talking to someone as I fall asleep, waiting for the pills to kick in, is one of the easiest ways to help me fall asleep.
Jard, you have a girlfriend. Call her. Why don't you call her and not the person you're defending from pedophilia? He goes on to say he isn't attracted to Cinny, but then immediately says her avatar is sexy or some shit.
But I have to ask, where am I simping or cheating? I don't see this as simp behavior. I'm not constantly giving her compliments and money. At first people said this was cheating, then they later walked it back to emotional cheating. Yes, I do find Cinny's avatar attractive, but 99% of the time, people's avatars look a lot more attractive than they do in real life.
If it wasn't obvious, he isn't and probably won't be beating the simp allegations. Now we get to the part I was dreading most, the do I have a fart fetish segment. This segment is also introduced with a fart sound effect and like someone inhaling it. Listen, I'm gonna be honest, I think I'd rather sleep in the nether than go over this. If you even have to make a segment responding to something like this, it's probably over. Essentially, he sent a fart porn image to someone or something. I mean, I don't know. For your sake and mine, we're just gonna skip this segment entirely. I've seen way too much of people and their gross, disgusting fetishes for my own good. In the next segment, he just talks about a handshake for a really long time.
I'm confused as to what the allegation is here. It's just a handshake.
For some reason, he also throws up iDubbbz and Tana Mongoose or some shit. I don't know, man. This guy sucks. Apparently, some people accused him of hunting people down like it's a Dead by Daylight match, but Jar says he wasn't hunting them down, but he was keeping an eye out for them.
Basically, the allegation about me hunting the others down at VidCon has no proof backing it up. Sure, I was keeping an eye out for Ponder. If I saw her, I was just gonna say, hey, did you see Akumu's new video on you?
I mean, Jesus Christ, this is like 20 seconds apart. It's just a huge contradiction. With that, though, I think we're essentially done with his video. Did Jar beat the simp allegations? Not really. He still kind of sucks. Alright, so I'm currently editing this at 4 a.m. and I just saw that Just a Robot's channel got flagged down.
And all I have to say about that is fuck you. Fuck you guys. Actually go fuck yourselves. And the reason why I say that is because you took otherwise legitimate criticism that I and many others had, and you warped it. You fucking ruined it.
Listen, even if you disagree with him, I think this is a little bit of an overreaction. I think we can all agree on that. With that, though, I'm probably going to end this video. I don't know, follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, and later, I guess.